Hello, I'm McClelland and welcome here to Creevy House Farm. It's a grassland dairy farm. We're working at producing as much milk from forage as we possibly can. We've just finished fourth cut silage at the minute, so that's the harvest over for this year, I hope. We've been farming here now for 3 generations. It's come from my mother's side, and they had cows here in the 60s and 70s, but sold out when my grandfather died, and there was just beef on here from then on. We started dairying here in 2015, built the new parlour and this new shed, and we've been going on now, we're up to 90 cows. At the minute we're using sex semen as well to minimise on the Holstein bull calves, and it has worked well. See it as a great investment. It's costlier at the time to inseminate, but it's working well here. Calves are all reared and calved early, 22 to 24 months, to maximise on their potential. Cows come out of this pen and into the calving pen to give birth. Calves are reared then to about 8 to 10 weeks on milk, on whole milk from the milking herd, and then weaned. Here we're milking Holstein Friesians. They're quite a high output herd, and we're trying to maximise our use from forage on this farm. We're breeding for fats and proteins, also milk yield, but maximising on fats and proteins for the payments. We're averaging just over 10,000 litres here at the minute, with 3.5 or 3,600 coming from forage alone. We're pretty pleased at the minute. We'd like to increase our milk from forage figure. This last number of years we've got our figures up every year, so hopefully we'll get to the 4,000 figure, which we would like to get to. The project involved getting soil samples from all the ground that was in the Banbridge catchment area. The soil was all analysed, and there was actually a radar or a LiDAR picture of the ground taken with where the most likely runoffs from, which was a very interesting point for sowing fertiliser and keeping up your nutrient management. So they came out to the farms all along the catchment area and did the sampling themselves. So on my part, I didn't have to do a whole lot for it. I just got the information, which was more than welcome. The soil analysis then left us with the information going forward for pHs and P and Ks in the soil. So actually my land is good Ps and good enough Ks at the minute, and just needs upkept with lime as and when is needed. We have good storage on the farm, which means we're not rushing in the springtime to put out slurry just if we need to. So we're usually going in the middle of February when it's good and dry, and we get the contractor in to spread maybe 2,500 litres on with a dribble bar, which is very efficient, low ground damage, low wastage of slurry or any nutrient loss, and you're using as much nitrogen then as possible. My grass yield has increased year on year from I've been in the project. Also my milk from forage has increased by around 1,000 litres over the course of the 4 years. As with every efficiency, it has reduced my cost of production. It leaves me that I don't really have to spread any P or K as chemical fertiliser. I can use my slurry to the maximum, with the slurry then just spreading straight nitrogen. We've planted quite a few bits of hedges here and repaired a lot of hedges. There's been a lot of hedges have got overgrown in the past and have grew away. As people know, they grow away up and they get very open and spaced. So we have made the decision and took down hedges, and people say, oh, that's awful, you're cutting the hedges away down, but it's not. It's actually, you're cutting them down so they'll grow back up nice and thick. And we've left the ground now where the hedges are improving every year. We trim them back every 2 years just to keep them in check, but we try and get as thick a hedge as possible to leave room for wildlife. That'll leave us in future hopefully getting more carbon capture from the hedgerows and the trees in the farm. We have a lot of bird life on this farm. We have a lot of we have ravens, and there's quite a few buzzards about, and like every farm, lots of rabbits and a few foxes running about, so we're pretty well serviced with wildlife around here.